Hello, YouTube. My name is EARL CHLAMYDIA, and this is a video for me to play Minecraft and any other games I might be emulating on my computer, and just to talk about what is going on in this shitty world we got. Because, I don't know, I think I got some good thoughts on it, folks. So the first thing I want to talk about for my first episode is something I've thought of for a while now. Something I've wanted to have a more public uh platform on, and that subject is none other than fat shaming. Now, the term fat shaming, for those of you who are not aware, is a term to describe the cultural ridicule or degradation of those of mass, um, and is treated in many circles with the same sense of unacceptance as racism or misogyny. Consequently, I don't think that makes any sense. Um, I think it is, strange to assign an identity to something that, you know, people can exert some control over, and um, you know, it seems like a cop out to me for pieces of shit like Lindy West or Lena Dunham to just take something that they don't like about themselves and to try and turn themselves into a more marginalized person than the rich, white, straight, cis pieces of shit they are. And yeah, Lindy West is straight. I don't give a shit if she's not. She's fucking straight. Um, yeah. So the root of this is that I'm fat. I am 5'11" and I weigh 240 pounds, and I am medically obese. I mean, I don't know if I qualify visually, but as far as the doctor is concerned, I am obese, and it's not good, you know? I'm not saying that I or anyone else are less beautiful because of it, but the thing is, I will live for less than for I have a lower life expectancy. This is what I was trying to eke out there. I have a lower life expectancy than anyone else. I can do less. I can run for less time. I can, I have less discipline. I make worse choices, and it's something about myself that I'm not proud of, and I don't understand why it should culturally switch to something to be proud of rather than something to just not give a shit about. There's this idea that you can't make fun of people for being fat. Like after the election, there's those shitty dumb Donald Trump statues popped up all over the country, and it was a statue of Donald Trump completely nude, and it was supposed to be this bullshit hashtag resistance, but it ended up being rejected by most of the resistance because it was ridiculing Trump on his body, not his policies. And it's like, if you believe that Donald Trump is a dangerous, Nazi or whatever, white nationalist, which there is a certainly an argument that he is, then what does it fucking matter? You know? Who cares what you ridicule him for? What does it matter if, like, you know, because once you're into Nazism, once you're into the fucking great evils, that's it. You don't get any more redemption after that. You've done it. You've surpassed the ability to have any right to not be offended or feel, hurt by other people's words. So yeah, Donald Trump is a fat, dumpy piece of shit, and as a fat person, and I will certify this with pictures or something. I don't know, maybe a picture of the scale and a newspaper. But as a fat person, I give anyone who has watched this video exclusive permission to use fat slurs against Donald Trump because, again, it's not a real identity. It's not something you can actually attach yourself to as, as a marginalized person, because there's really being marginalized in the same way that, like, being Volcel is marginalized. That, for those of you who don't know, Volcel is someone who is voluntarily celibate or is sworn to chastity out of personal pride or ethos or something. And so if you were a Volcel guy and you claimed that um, society's depiction of women as traditionally attractive was, offensive to you because you chose not to have sex with any women, then, it it's not on them. That's one of the few things, I believe, where it is on the onus of the individual to actually, work themselves around society, not the other way around. Because there's a reason that our society is set up the way it is. And even though it's fucked up with it doesn't serve everyone's interests, obviously, there's, the very base thing we can control is culture. So if you're fucking some, fat dipshit who thinks that, there's no other option than to be fat, and there should be no possibility of offense or that, fuck you. Why would you be proud of something that you think, deserves no ridicule? Like, what's the point there? Because it's not like being, gay, where you express pride in the sense that you're defying a society that has openly used the law against your favor. Or it's not like, even like Southern pride, where, I mean, you are proud of something that is intrinsic to, like, your heritage and culture because it's just you. And it's just me. I'm fat. I mean, my parents are fat too. And you know, there's plenty of factors outside of my control that played into me being fat. But at the end of the day, I don't run. It fucking sucks. I don't do it. And I've kind of grown to accept it. I don't think I'm an ugly person, but I don't think that society should be, forcing it to be the norm that I am perfect just the way I am. I would rather strive for more, which is, yeah, kind of a weird individualist spin compared to most of my other views, but, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that someone who is fat should, be raised or, exist in an environment where it is perfectly normal, because it's not. It's like, oh yeah, I just have this nail in my kidney. Yeah, and I mean, it's not killing me yet, but, I mean, the doctor is so far away. It's quite a, silly uh, keystone to wrap yourself around. No pun intended. By the way, if you are watching for this sick Minecraft gameplay, just know that um, I have died, and I had a lot of stuff on me when I died. and I was just kind of roaming around searching for my body. I turned it back on peaceful for this purpose. Uh, so yeah, it's not a excuse me, and it's not a Minecraft world I take particularly seriously. Um, but whatever. All right. So this is the first episode. Um, I might cut in some video or images or music or something, but uh, if I have appealing things to say, I'm gonna keep saying them, and yeah, Lindy West can fucking you know choke on my fat dick, pun intended. Goodbye. I'm Earl Chlamydia.